Nah, I'm just a local street punk, doing my music and having fun. Do not really know the thoughts of anyone else. I've always done it first for myself, not to change the sound to make a record sell. Do you remember that album you liked at the time? Well, I would like to make music you can like all the time. Created to be timeless, years after years it would still sound fresh, it would talk even rhymes. It was 1990 when me and my boys started rhyming, bringing gospel to the streets. Blessed with the beats, I'm not denying that it was out the usual. Dudes who didn't know about the culture or fashion, but you should know we just felt the power of rhythm and rhyme. Had something to say, a virgin pure mind. Back in there where dope beats were hard to find, so we made post mixes, tape loops, and under the mattress fake my pools. It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time. Equipped with teeth, but the attitude too delighted to define. And it was the only way for me to begin to find what I wanna do in my life.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
First of all, what a jerk would call himself Big M. What was with him? Was it a flaw within, or a sign to alert you all of the virtual, where your teenage days might hurt you all? Kicking that sickening video by Curious George and feeling it. Seriously saying I was making it, meaning it, when I was in furious wars with all y'all dubious flaws in the face of mother hip-hop. But a brother with flops is a brother with a lot of material for songs like these. Might sound whack, but I did it with a smile. Sure sounded fat, cause I did it with a style, thinking way I was cool, writing rhymes about fools while I myself was a fool. I was writing about Matty Ritter, I'm battling crews over past mixtape loops. Might sound big, but even my worst song created grooves related to my old bedroom. You're now listening to dudes whispering through 10 years of experience, fool. When Matty raps and still good.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
Hundreds of pages with rap literacy, lubricated with the youngster energy. I was a monster MC with 2 big elbows, messing up sessions, never giving room for mellow members. And that's when neighbors were concerned. During the day, papers got burned, the volume was turned to 10. Some bullet was bouncing up against teenage folly. Became a rap addict instead of alcoholic. It was a solid solution for me to channel my passion, not to forget the mention of fashion of late 80s. Anti-lady, pick up gear, excel, baggy jeans, 58Ds, sagging half knees, Pichali's my alias. But even on a personal level, I feel an alien. I like many others, I never got it to bragging rights, but I was tagging so tight that nobody but me might interpret my name. Piche was smacking the game whole 9. So what's cracking with the old time? If there wasn't Matty P and my cousin, then there wouldn't be any discussion about who's bossing on your tape deck. 12 tech or CD player, layers of past ain't labor to us. I shall love this later. I'd rather hug the hater than to mock the major memory.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It might sound whack, but it was dope at the time.
And when I think way back, it was all the time.
It It might sound